All right, students, this covers your Greek world chapter review, starting off with Greece and Persia. So, Cyrus the Great was an effective leader in the Persian Empire. He really helped expand Persian political borders. He was an effective leader because he let his conquered people keep their own customs. So people wanted to belong to his Persian Empire. The Persian army was a highly effective fighting force. Their cavalry was second to none. And then they also had immortal infantry and then also archers. So this three-pronged attack with cavalry, infantry in the middle, and archers providing indirect fire was very elite at this time period. Then along came a guy by the name of Darius the First, or Darius. He politically organized his empire and divided it into with having satraps rule. So this was like a president having governors. This was the first time in one of the first times in world history where we see federalism, where the national government shares power with state governments or provinces. And then also in the Persian Empire, the main religion was Zoroastrianism. Now Persia ends up expanding pretty far and butts up against ancient Greece. Under the leadership of King Xerxes, the Persians try to invade and take over Greece. You have the Battle of Marathon, in which the Greeks use their clever intelligence and strong armor, better weapons to defeat the superior Persian force. 300 Spartans handle their own at the Battle of Thermopylae, but they're defeated. They're highly honored, but they're defeated. And then the battles of Plataea and Salamis, clever leaders, better armor, better weapons, enable the Greeks to beat the Persians during the Persian Wars. Then after the Persian Wars, we have this rivalry between Athens and Sparta. Sparta has a strong army. They value obedience and discipline. Their women actually have rights compared to the Athenians. However, Sparta is a slave-based society, and the government that they choose is a military oligarchy. Whereas Athens has a strong navy in lieu of a strong army. They value art and education. Their women have nearly no rights. However, Athens is the birthplace of democracy. These two city-states go to war in the Peloponnesian War. They have an alliance system that is developed. Sparta wins, and then Greece is weakened over time, and this enables the Macedonians from the north to sweep in and defeat Greece and take it over. So Macedonian rule over Greece really starts with Philip II and his phalanx formation that he initiates. He dies, and then Alexander the Great takes over and defeats the Persians in several battles. Alexander the Great moves down to Egypt. He's crowned pharaoh. He marches his army all the way to the Indus River Valley, and there it comes to a grinding halt, and he kind of grinds to a halt in modern-day Afghanistan, gets bogged down in Afghanistan, tries to maneuver his forces back towards Europe, and dies in Babylon. Alexander the Great is known in history for being an exceptional military leader. He spreads Hellenistic or Greek-like culture throughout his vast empire, and several towns are named after him. One of note is Alexandria, Egypt, an important trading city. Then there are several Greek achievements that have impacted our present-day society: art, philosophy, science. The Greeks have laid an important foundation in these disciplines that have impacted not only the Romans, but also our present-day society. So architecture, you might see Greek columns in various government buildings or people's houses that came from the Greeks. The Greeks were very neutral in their writing. One writer that was neutral was Thucydides. Philosophy, Socrates practiced the Socratic method, in which teachers answer questions with questions. He was later killed for denouncing the gods. Plato, why we have Plato Lab here at Riverside, is named in honor of Plato, where you can think deeper about your subjects. Aristotle used reason, clear and ordered thinking in lieu of emotional-based thinking. And then we also had an important mathematician named Euclid, and also Hippocrates practiced medicine very effectively, has influenced how modern-day doctors